My name is Ryan Box. I am a presenter at Correct FM 94.3 Kaduna, the guy that is always shouting on the radio. Yeah. So, we're going to start this event officially with the National Anthem. And if we're ready, I'll just like everybody to be upstanding. Let's have the National Anthem. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So quickly, we're going to have Miss Lola Shoneyin, the director of Book Boss Foundation, to give us the welcome address. A round of applause for her.
Good evening, Your Excellency, Malam Nasser El-Rufai, the Executive Governor of Kaduna State, Honorable Commissioners, distinguished guests, colleagues, the press, ladies, gentlemen, and friends. Dear Malam, it occurred to me a few days ago that in the last 6 years, the only time that I get to see you and speak to you is during Kabafest. Since we went into this partnership with Kaduna State in 2017, you have attended our opening ceremonies and you often support us at the Poetry and Music Night. I note that this is the last edition of Kabafest that you will attend as the sitting governor of Kaduna State. I don't know why they're clapping. But I want to say how grateful we are to you for this opportunity to be part of a project that has been truly life-changing. As of this moment, yours is still the only administration in Nigeria that fully funds a book festival for the people of your state. This is no mean feat. It's just another example of your vision to see creative individuals have a voice and a safe space to express themselves. So this is the 4th edition of Kabafest, and I, along with my team, are thrilled to be back in Kaduna. I should first like to apologize to the guests for the short notice and the pressure that we put you all under to respond to our messages and our emails. We had about a month to pull all this together. It almost killed us, but we're here. We're here because we recognize that this is an important gathering. We're here because the Kaduna State government provides a platform for established and emerging writers, poets, artists, dancers, thinkers, and filmmakers to share their work. We're here for the book lovers and the arts and culture enthusiasts. we're here to tend to the seeds that were planted in 2017 when we started Kabafest. Without a doubt, Kaduna State has set the bar very high. Together, we created something that is so valuable and laudable that in several states in northern Nigeria today and across the country, young people are getting together to establish book festivals. This is a huge win for Kaduna State, but it is also a dream come true for me. A gentleman tweeted at me a few weeks ago announcing the birth of Kabafest, the Borno Book and Arts Festival. And that festival is festival number 9 that has been founded in northern Nigeria since 2017. I want to reassure anyone who has ever doubted the value of these festivals that they have incredible impact. More so when the festival activities are archived on sites like YouTube, making them accessible post-festival. Everything that we do touches lives. Everything that we do is partly to show the young people what is possible. So we felt somewhat robbed when COVID hit. The last 2 years have been terrifying for many of us. Some of us lost loved ones, and we were confronted with feelings of isolation and loss of control, especially during the lockdowns. Some of us found it easier to be creative in the darkest days, but many found it excruciatingly hard. I suppose COVID had some effect on all of us. For me, that period got me thinking about my own mortality and my sense of purpose. I examined a lot of the work that I do, and I made the decision that I'm only going to be engaged with projects that I truly enjoy. Kabafest, of course, is very high on my list because every time that I am here, I am motivated by the hunger for artistic expression, the respect for the safe spaces, and the hospitality and warmth that you people of Kaduna extend to me and my team every time that we come here. This is the last year that I will be director of the Hiatus Book Festival, but the Book Bus Foundation looks forward to working with Kaduna State for as long as our services are needed. I would like to congratulate the people of Kaduna State on hosting an event that features so many distinguished and accomplished personalities, artists, thinkers, inspiring visual artists, talented poets and filmmakers, many of whom are from the northern part of Nigeria, and many of whom continue to leave us in awe of the astonishing work that they are doing. Many of our guests have traveled far to share their work, their stories, and their journeys with us. We see you and we recognize you. A few of our international guests have not been able to join us in person, so we have adopted a hybrid model, which means a small number will be joining us virtually. I want to say a big thank you to all the guests who have agreed to speak at Kabafest this year. It is such an inspiration that so many of you are willing to join hands with us to reinstate and restore the dignity that the media often strips away. Indeed, Kaduna and other parts of Nigeria have had their challenges, but it is unfortunate that events where creativity and ideas are being celebrated do not get quite the same sort of coverage as stories about conflict and violence and banditry. We have no choice then but to tell our own stories ourselves, to assert the range and multiplicity of our experiences, to speak boldly and loudly about our aspirations and accomplishments, to remind ourselves and everyone who is watching that we are more than those distressing headlines. And don't take my word for it. I invite you to listen to the Kabafest 2022 guests over the next few days. In particular, I would like to welcome and thank Professor Auditi Giwa, who has traveled from Zaria to join us here today to receive the Lifetime Achievement Award that we present at every edition of Kabafest. We are delighted to welcome you, sir. I have often told you how I took one of your novels to read on a flight to London. Admittedly, I am one of those people who cries when I watch sad movies, even happy ones, I'm there crying. But I was not expecting your book to trigger the floods of tears. And it was when a flight attendant handed me tissues that I realized how much I'd been embarrassing myself on that flight. Your work shines an important beam of light on the lives of ordinary Nigerians in the northern part of our country. Your stories are stark and often hard-hitting. They are real representations and therefore enriching and instructive. The honor we are bestowing upon you today is extremely well-deserved, and we thank you for honoring us with your presence. The Kabafest 2022 program is designed to educate, to challenge, to inspire, and to entertain. Kabafest allows us to explore a range of themes and topics to bring people together who have diverse ideas and viewpoints. I say often that we must never underestimate the power of cultural dialogue, the way it breaks down barriers and helps to build bridges, especially in states like Kaduna, where there is ethnic and religious diversity. One of the best things about culture is that it knows no tongue, no gender, no age. And that is why all voices must be respected, especially when the views expressed are different from the ones that we are familiar with. Festivals of this scale and scope do not just happen. I consider myself to be extremely blessed with a cohort of new but very resourceful individuals who work on my team. Many of them have never attended a festival of this sort before in person. The engine in the engine room has been operating at full throttle, and my gratitude goes out to Eloho, Aye, Toke, Rachel, Joke, Regina, Blessing, Kosi, Kende, who have been very helpful and supportive to me. Because this is a Book Buzz Foundation project, I must single out Tobechukwu, Ayomide, Maimuna, and Agatha, who is holding forts in Lagos. And I just want to thank you all for your dedication to our goal of organizing the best possible festival for the people of Kaduna State. We cannot achieve anything without our sponsors and supporters. I would like to thank Sterling Bank, who have been on board for the third time in a row. If you open, this is Expo I want to give you. If you open an account with Sterling Bank over the next few days, you get a bag with a fantastic set of books for free. I would also like to thank Radio Now, who will be broadcasting live from Kabafest on their radio show, their breakfast show. There are quite a few people who have made this journey smooth, and it would be remiss of me not to acknowledge their support. I want to thank Ola Okunshoyinka and my children for being so patient and understanding with me over this period. I was meant to travel to attend my son's graduation. He got his second master's at Cambridge. But when I told him that I had to be at Kabafest, he sent me the live stream link and a love heart smiley. Very cute. Mayowa, Kisha, Leola, Jola, I love you very much and you know it. I also want to thank Mrs. Hadiza El Rufai, writer, publisher, fantastic supporter of the arts. Ever since we started this project, she has always been a phone call away for me. Whenever we need her, she has come to our aid, and I cannot wait to see her. And the fact that she's not here, it's breaking my heart, but I'm not gonna tell her. I'll just wait for her to join us on Friday. Joseph, the CEO of Fasaha, Joseph Ike, has been an absolute rock from helping us to curate. He helped to curate some of the panels, but he has also helped us to track down some of the speakers in Kaduna. I want to thank you for being there for me and my staff every time that we've had questions. Another person who was very helpful earlier on, but is unavoidably absent today, is my beautiful and inspiring sister, Fatima Zara Danejo. I wish you were here, and I'm sending you all my best vibes. I would also like to say a big thank you to Malam Babangida, who manages Stonehenge Hotel and this facility. He's been incredibly supportive, ignoring our many changes, modifications, and requests. We love this space, and we are grateful to you. Thank you also to Hafiz Bayero, who has been very supportive of us. Thank you for the hospitality that you've extended to us since our arrival. You see us zipping around in a bus. That's courtesy this wonderful gentleman who has done everything to make our journey and our arrival and stay here as smooth as possible. Once again, I must thank the governor of Kaduna State, Malam Nasir El Rufai, for believing in this initiative and giving it his full support. I wish everyone present and those who are on their way a fantastic few days of cultural enrichment, networking, and fun. And I look forward to the words and the warm handshakes that we will exchange over the course of this edition of Kabafest. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, Miss Lola. A round of applause for her. That's such an awesome, amazing welcome address and beautiful speech. When Miss Lola said her heart is broken, that mommy is not around, in my mind I said, you don't even know the half of it. My own heart shattered because I was actually looking forward to meeting her so that I will tell her that she's my mother. I'm sure she's our mother. Is she not your mother? But my case is different. She's my biological mother. I've adopted her since. I just wanted her to know today so that I'll say, Mommy, you are officially my... But I'm hoping I'll meet her and tell her, I've adopted her as my mother. Sir? It's automatically my father. So, Daddy, about that thing you told me about, sir. All right, at this point in time, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have Hawa Saleh to present, oh wow, her poetry piece.
Dear universe, grant me the serenity to accept that I'm not allowed to explode into nothingness when life starts to feel like a burden too heavy to carry. That I'm not allowed to shrink into myself in order to escape my power, that I cannot fix myself out of a broken system. Grant me the courage to change the way I see myself, to accept that sometimes even I can stand in the way of my light. Grant me the courage to change all that needs to be changed, and the wisdom to unlearn and relearn all that has been forced down my throat. Breathing one moment at a time, enjoying one day at a time, accepting that hardship isn't the only pathway to success and healing, accepting that there is a form of violence necessary for good, accepting that I can become whole and grow fully into myself regardless of what the world tries to make me believe, seeing this world as it is and working towards what it ought to be, trusting that I have the power to recreate the life that I want and reparent myself, that it is okay to try even when it feels impossible. Grant me the strength to try, especially when it feels impossible, so that I may reasonably be happy in this life and be contented with my truth and choices. So I met you again. We sat together on a rock at the beach. You reminded me of the coins you collected, how you kept them in a box and brought them out on days you needed something to hold on to. You pointed to the sea and said, "Can you see the waves? Can you see the way they keep coming back to hug the shore, even when it seems they lose a little bit of themselves every time it reminds me of leaving?" I met you again, girl who found patterns in the steam dancing of a bowl, who traced the lines of her palms and found stories, who believed the world was full of colors, beautiful enough to make you want to sing. Your eyes danced with the magic of hope. It reminded me of how to dream. I met you again, before I forgot how to reach out to you. Before I forgot the once there was a girl who lived for the patterns in the clouds, who found stories in the cracks, who acted her favorite characters and danced when no one was around, grateful to be alive. You picked my hand, placed it on your chest and said, "Can you feel this? Can you feel the way your hands pulse with the rhythm of living? Remember, you gave me this. Remember, you gave me this." Because we are the saviors that will turn muddy water into sparkling wine. We've dug ourselves out of graves, fixed our broken bones with tapes. We are a kaleidoscope of cultures. We pick up heavy stones to build bridges where there are none. We are the ones who once sat under the moonlight to listen to stories of days gone by. We've clawed our way out of the monster's belly and now we're here. We build castles out of dreams. We leave our marks, and despite accusations of laziness, we still rise. We are the voices rising from the earth. We are the earth, moving and shaking tables, changing, evolving. We are the future becoming. Be transformed. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Hawa Saleh, for that beautiful piece. Now, I just want to quickly say something. For those of us that don't know, Correct FM is Pidgin Radio. That's where I work. So the crazy part with Pidgin Radio is that over time, it affects my spoken English. You see what Lola did? I cannot do it for long without speaking Pidgin. Yes, but the problem with Pidgin is that there are no rules. Let me explain. It is only in Pidgin that the question can be the answer. Example, light day, the answer, light day. When you are speaking Pidgin, you can see someone leaving. The guy they go, and you ask him, "Where you they go?" His answer, "I they come." No rules. No rules. The craziest one is when you ask somebody, "Go help me check Jen, whether the fuel with the inside plenty or is small." Guess the answer, it plenty small. All right. At this point in time, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have the Goodwill message from Mr. Abubakar Suleiman, the CEO and MD of Sterling Bank. Please, I would like for us to just listen.
Hello and welcome, and thank you for joining us. I would like to start by commending and congratulating His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kaduna State, on this year's Kaduna Book and Art Festival, Kabafest 2022. Sterling is proud of this festival, as it is more than a celebration of art, but a safe space for creatives of all kinds, from writers to poets, actors, filmmakers, and all sorts of connoisseurs of culture and arts. This is our third year of sponsoring, and we could not be prouder to be associated with such an excellent showing of creativity and a celebration of art in its finest form. It is no mean feat that after Kabafest, virtually every state in northern Nigeria now has a celebration of art and culture in one form or the other. Beyond celebrating the art as well as the artists, This bodes good things for literacy and reading, as well as the expression of arts and culture and its refinement towards its more finer form, such that everyone can appreciate it as it brings more passion to our everyday lives. So for this, we commend Kabafest on the great work that they are doing. Kabafest's goals of promoting literacy and education align perfectly with that of Sterling, because education is one of the key pillars of our strategic objectives as an organization. And we firmly believe, as an organization, from our board to our executive leadership and every staff member of Sterling, that education will be one of the key pillars that will drive Nigeria's prosperity going forward. There is no doubt that the arts enriches our lives, gives us hope, and enforces our desires for freedom and prosperity. And it is on the back of this that we say welcome to Kabafest. From all of us at Sterling, have a great festival. Thank you.
The Executive Governor of Kaduna State, His Excellency, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I am Abubakar the coordinator of Yasin El-Rufai Foundation, and we're here today to present these certificates to the winners of our short story prizes. I would like to call on Damien Joshua. That's the first runner for the Hamza El-Rufai short story prize. The certificate will be presented by Dr. Asma Abubakar from the Department of Educational Foundation, Kaduna Polytechnic, and also a board member of Yasin El-Rufai Foundation. And also Juwari and Anna Malami, the second runner for the Hamza El-Rufai short story prize. And the winner is his son Muhammad Saeed. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you. I believe we're enjoying ourselves. Okay. So quickly, I'm going to call on somebody for a dance performance. Now, this guy, he needs no introduction, honestly. His personality is usually expressed through his art, which is dance. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you Ochai Ogaba.
Haneba, 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 Hanemamai, Teti Saras musoro aneba. Tout ce que femme fait, Dieu l'élevé. Et tout ce que femme fait, Okari dali masai Allah musoluladia, Jabaru Allah duye musoluladia. Musobi konota kalokele, kalokele, kalofila. Tabi konota kalonani, Allah be musoba, saya korela. Bebado di wolo mano mama, ngawanogo, mama, mama Allah bisara ya fanema. Ni se la brusi kono musolu beseye, musolu vejita ni lote jukula, ani solika wili. Ha solka wili da wala haneba ya fanema neba jene wa soda ulama neba jene neba muso sara wa isa. Muso daulama, muso sarama, neba esarama, dinye muso bekadi Afriki muso ye muso daulama, Afriki muso ye muso sarama, he muso ya, muso ya ekobaye. Merci beaucoup.
Magnifique.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you so much, Ochai. At this point in time, ladies and gentlemen, I want us to just do a quick test. It is called How Nigerian Are You? Yes. So I will mention some things that make you Nigerian. If there's anyone you can relate to, then you are a Nigerian. If you can relate to all of them, my brother, you are a very, very Nigerian. Should we try it? Yes. Do you know that it is only in Nigeria that we will buy dog and name it Tiger? You can relate, right? Only in Nigeria you will open fridge and see ice cream container, but it's egusi soup that is inside. If you can relate, you are in Nigeria, no? It's only in Nigeria you will see where the husband is called baby and the son is called daddy. You people are Nigerians. It's only in this our Nigeria that you see iPhone users, phone no the enter pocket. It's always in their hand. The same goes for car key. True or false? We are Nigerians. iPhone, car key, you know the enter pocket. Now hand that they hold on. See them now. All right. It's only in Nigeria you will see, you go to barbing salon. The pictures they used to display, the barber cannot barb it. It's true, right? My sister, you can relate. You are in Nigeria. It is only in Nigeria that you will see rich man. They call him Alaji. But poor man, they'll call him Aboki. My friend. It is only in Nigeria you see the child of a rich man that is fat. They will call him Biggie. But the child of a poor man that is fat, they used to call him what? Kato. Can you people relate? You are very Nigerian. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we will now have the presentation of the 2021 Andrew Nock Poetry Prize. And I want to call on Mr. Sada Malumfashi for this presentation.
For the Professor Andrew Nock Poetry Prize, first runner-up we have Zubaida Edeu from Zamani College. Thank you. We have Mariam Kaita, the second runner-up from Zamani College also. And lastly, the winner, Zainab Imran. From Zamani College also.
Thank you. All right, moving on. It is always a privilege for me to introduce this next person wherever I go and I'm anchoring and she's going to, bless us with her beautiful art. I always feel very privileged and honored. Ladies and gentlemen, for her poetry performance, I introduce to you Miss Deborah Johnson.
In this city, there are three things you will surely notice. 1, the dust that refuses to be ignored. It carries with it bursts of hot air, dried sweat, and native tongues screaming, complex, complex, sabo, kawo. 2, the night. Here we go to sleep and the night comes alive. There are spirits in the air, urging you to trade money for one more stick of suya, look for roasted corn, or invest heavily in fura de nono. Akara is a shared language. 3, our very bipolar weather. You will leave the house sunny and dry and come back drenched in heaven's tears. It will happen so many times you can almost swear you are being targeted. You are not. But this city, like its people, does not know how to bend to rules. Strong-willed. Welcome to my city. Now, if you look closely, tucked into the shadows, you will notice something else: fear. It is a chameleon blending in perfectly with our smiles and good cheer. We pretend it does not exist, but we have given up tales by moonlight for daytime terrors. This city is mourning. This city is bleeding. And yet, look at how it thrives. We stitch the wounds together with one more poem, one more tale reminding us who we are, unbroken. We are the literal rose blossoming in the midst of thorns, each petal choke full of readers, writers, thinkers, people who turn the sound of rifles into music for bedtime stories, gunpowder into ink for writing, rearrange bullets to form less piercing words, let us, we are magical. And yes, we no longer sit under the moonlight. We now share tales in halls and libraries, acting portals that take us back to when this city was for people who spoke in unknown tongues and held creativity at their fingertips, artists. In Japan, when a bowl breaks, it is put back together with gold. In the North, we fill our broken parts with art, imagination, and wonder. If it can shatter, it can surely make something new. This event, too, is a healing, a special type of gold lining us back together. So welcome to Kabafest. Welcome to Kaduna. The spirit of the artist has traveled far. Maraba de Zuwa Gida, welcome home. Allow yourself be made whole. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Debbie. Thank you so much, Deborah Johnson. All right, moving on, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to invite Mr. Joseph Ike, the CEO of Fasaha Republic, for his Goodwill message. A round of applause for him, please.
Your Excellency, sir. Your Excellency, sir, distinguished guests, my name is Joseph Ike, which comes as a surprise to a lot of you. My name is not Joseph Fasaha. It is not Joseph JZO. It is not Joseph Milestones. It is actually Joseph Ike. I'm sorry I have lied to you for this long. So when I was asked to give a Goodwill message, I had no idea what I was going to say. But then I thought later on that it's best to just talk about how Fasaha came about and why Fasaha is located here in Kaduna. During COVID, a lot of us were cut off from what it is that we liked to do. At that time, what we used to do was we produced our JZO items, Hafiz remembers. Everything we did for JZO, which is, let me brag a bit, an internationally known fashion brand. Everything we did for JZO, we did here in Kaduna, but we sold all around the world. So nobody really knew where we were, because every 2 weeks we'd run off to Lagos and pretend like we were from Lagos. So we had a store, we were Lagosians, and when we were in Kaduna, we'd just say, yeah, we're stepping out, we're coming back. So no one really knew, hence the name Joseph JZO. Then COVID happened, and we were trapped. With that being trapped, it was also a very, very terrible time, because we had to close down our businesses in Lagos. And we had to answer 3 questions. First of all, where is home? Second of all, when all of this is over, even if it does end, what do we do next? And third of all, well, I think that's also part of the second question, how do we move forward? We got the idea of reopening our outlet in Lagos, in Kaduna, and shared it with some close friends, and every one of them thought it was a crazy idea. It didn't make sense to open an art gallery, a bookstore, a bistro in Kaduna. And the reason was nobody would understand it. It doesn't make any sense. Kaduna is not for that kind of thing. And so since everyone thought it was a crazy idea, that's exactly what we decided to do. So we opened Fasaha, that crazy space. And in the last year or so of our being open, I would like to tell you that we've had 3 art exhibitions. The last art exhibition with the artist Imran Tilde was completely sold out. And again, just so I can brag, we're talking real art pieces where the cheapest one was 150,000 naira. Some of you here are still owing money, I know your faces. But it was sold out, it was completely sold out. And again, with the bragging rights, one of the pieces from that collection was the first art piece in the new government house residence. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. If I'm not, then you didn't hear it. So we've made incredible strides in the art. We've had sold out open mic nights. We've had sold out everything nights that we've done in Kaduna. And the question we answered with that is that yes, the creative arts are a profitable business here in Kaduna. But then we would be amiss if we acted as if we did this all alone. I think Kaduna has changed remarkably. We have commissioners that are my age mates. We have, and some that I'm actually even older than, that I call MD and bosses. We talk in slangs among young people, but these are state executives that understand what the creative sector has to do, and they've provided the kind of support we need. And most of all, I'm standing here at Kabafest, a book festival in northern Nigeria. Look around, the room is filled. And every one of you has probably bought a book from one of my authors. So if you see me with this smile, it's because you're helping me make money. And so the answer to the third question of where is home? Home is where you live, where you work and make money, and where you have fun. I guess it's Kaduna after all. Thank you all.
Wow. Thank you so much, Joseph. All right, so at this point in time, ladies and gentlemen, moving on, I'm going to invite Mr. TJ Benson for the prose reading.
Hello, everyone. I don't know how to follow up that speech, but it's good to see you here. I'll be reading from my recent novel, People Live Here, which is available at the Festival Bookstore and also at Joseph Fasaha. So, okay, I'll be reading from the first page. And so I had to leave on the very first day of the subsidy protest. You see, that was the earliest date I could find, and there was no need to wait any longer, because you don't wait in Nigeria. Wait 1 more hour, 1 more night, and you realize you've been waiting your whole life. Lagos is fast, but everything in Abuja tries to slow you down, tells you to take it easy, even the traffic lights, even those useless men who promise you marriage. Even on the bus, I boarded from Nyanya to Wuse, all of them. You see, my plan was to get a taxi from Wuse to the airport before 6:45 p.m. That was my scheduled time of flight. But then our bus entered on heavy traffic on that Nyanya road. It was not normal because it was evening. It's morning time that you see traffic going to town. But it was evening, and the heat that day, God, the heat. I told myself, Kai, Leah, it's like hellfire has yawned out of its very bowels into the city. In the bus I had entered that day, there were all kinds of people, but the loudest of them was one Lekpa man with Afro and American accent that tried selling us a phone number that could text you your soulmate's name. And a wicked-looking woman. You remember the kind of wicked mother-in-law Patience Ozokwo likes acting in those films I showed you? Imagine her wearing a reverend's black garment and a white bishop's collar, begging us to give our lives to Christ. The way she was trying to shout louder than the Lekpa man with her wicked face, I knew I didn't want to go to the same heaven with her. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. T.J. Benson. All right, so quickly, I want to talk about something. I like to talk about different things as they touch me. Do you know that in Nigeria, we actually don't really know the English that we speak, whether it is American English or British English. So sometimes we just used to join the two together. Yes, I'll explain. So like British English, they say extreme, you know. American English, they go say end. But what do we say in Nigeria? Nigerians, extreme end. British English, they will say nika. Americans, short. Nigeria, okay? Short nika. British people used to say, I want to go to the salon. They could just say salon. I don't have the accent like Miss Lola. But they say salon. And Americans just say barber shop. Nigeria, uncle, barbing salon. British English will say just the bend, you know, bend. Americans, corner. Nigeria, what do we say? Bending corner. Yes. Then these British people will say, so. Americans, therefore. For you, uncle, so therefore. Nigerians. When these British people say, tell me the reason, Americans say, tell me why. For here, uncle, tell me the reason why. Yes. I don't even know the people that used to say, and so, or the people that used to say, what. But I know that here, we used to say, and so what. Thank you very much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have the presentation of, sorry, I just skipped. The reading of citation. I want to invite Mr. Richard Ali. A round of applause for him. While I also invite Professor Auditi Giwa to just stand while Mr. Richard Ali reads the citation. Thank you.
Okay. Is Lubabatu Audi here? Perhaps she could come and stand beside her husband. It's a special request from him. So, good evening once again. My name is Richard Ali, and it's a pleasure to be here to read a citation for Professor Auditi Giwa. The citation is a bit long, but then this is a testimony to the achievements of the life we are now presenting. Auditi Giwa is a professor of English at the Kaduna State University. He's the Dean of the Faculty of Arts and erstwhile Head of Department of English. He teaches courses in poetry, African literature, modernism, literary theory, and creative writing. He stands out as one of the outstanding writers of fiction in northern Nigeria. His books are read in higher institutions across the northern states. Professor Auditi Giwa was born on the 2nd February 1961 in Giwa, local government area of Kaduna State. He is the last son of Malam Tanimu and Malama Maimuna. His parents themselves were born in Fatika and later came to stay at Sohuar Giwa until in 1944 when they came to settle in the present Giwa, then called Sabon Gering Giwa. In effect, his parents were among the early settlers of the present Giwa town. In Hausa, the name Audi means a posthumous child, someone born after his father's death. This means that as a child, Audi did not enjoy the pampering and love of a father. What he lacked in this regard, however, he found in the excess love of his mother and his brother and sisters. Ironically, in the family of 8, and being the last, he is the only one who read deeply and wide until he attained the rank of a professor. As a child, Auditi Giwa attended the prestigious Kofan Kuyambana Local Education Authority Primary School from 1970 to 1975. This school was otherwise called Town School No. 1 by the colonial masters. The young Audi was full of academic promise that his teachers encouraged him to try common entrance examination from class 5. He did and succeeded. Thereafter, he proceeded to Government College Kaduna. He left Government College Kaduna in 1960 and proceeded to College of Advanced Studies Zaria for his IJMB. He had only one desire in mind, to study English. This wish was granted and he went to Ahmadu Bello University Zaria for his BA, MA, and PhD degrees in 1986, 1993, and 2013 respectively, all in English and literature. In 1987, he did his National Youth Service Corps at Ogumbo Secondary School in the then Bendel State, now Edo State. After the NYSC, he worked briefly as a reporter with the defunct Democrat newspaper. A year later, in 1988, he assumed duty as editor of the Ahmadu Bello University Press and rigorously steered the affairs of this office until 2002, when Saudi Arabia invited him to serve as a visiting lecturer between that year and 2004. There he taught English at the Ministry of Higher Education. On his return, the Kaduna State government had begun skeletal services at the Kaduna State University campus. Without hesitation, and anxious to serve his state by giving back what he had received, he offered to leave Ahmadu Bello University and came to work as a lecturer in the Department of English and Drama at the Kaduna State University. Professor Auditi Giwa was the head of Department of English and Drama from 2014 to 2016. He was also the editor of the KASU Bulletin from 2005 to 2020. In the course of his academic career, as an expert in English and creative writing, he has traveled to Sudan, Ghana, Togo, Benin, and South Africa. He was also a visiting academic at the University of Essex in England. Before then, he was in Saudi Arabia as a lecturer. Auditi Giwa was the founding editor of leadership newspapers in late 2004. He is versatile, friendly, and unassuming. His writing career began early when he was in secondary school. He was exposed to reading in his adolescent years at the Government College Kaduna. By the mid-1970s, the entertainment vogue among younger students was to read James Hadley Chase, a prolific writer whose themes appeal to the dreams of the younger minds. We all remember that period, don't we? So he read Harold Robbins, Dennis Robbins, Nick Carter, Nora Roberts, those familiar names. Audi's first novel, I'd Rather Die, was written in 1960 when he was barely 19 years old. So you have an idea how old he is now. The novel was reviewed in the World Literature Today by Ogede in autumn of 1995. Thereafter, this novel was followed by Marks on the Run in 2003, From Fatika with Love, 2004, Yarinya in 2012, Love in the Afternoon in 2019, Ancestral Rat in 2019, and 2 critical texts. In the academic arena, he has published over 30 researched articles in peer-reviewed academic journals, both locally and internationally. And the interviews he has granted news media has also been published online. Despite all this, he has continued to write. In September 2018, the Fatika Emirate Council bestowed on him the title of Shetiman Fatika. This is in recognition of his commitment and dedication to the academic development of his people, particularly the youth. Auditi Giwa is a cultural consultant to the National Institute of Cultural Orientation, the Kaduna State Ministry of Human Services and Social Development, and the Ministry of Local Government Affairs. Yeah. Professor Auditi Giwa is married to Lubabato Eliasu Adamu Kazaure, and they and they and they have 5 children. Aisha, Izudin, Abba, Maimuna, and Fati. He is also a proud grandfather to Yasmin, Imam, Ala, Afan, and Ashraf. His hobbies, naturally, include reading and writing. I have the pleasure to present Auditi Giwa.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the presentation of Life Achievement Award to Professor Auditi Giwa, I want to specially invite my daddy, Malam Nasir Erufai, the Executive Governor of Kaduna State.
Please be seated, I think. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I am greatly and deeply honored to be invited to present this Lifetime Achievement Award to our own Professor Auditi Giwa for his outstanding contributions to the Nigerian literary canon. I have written only 1 book, and it's not even fiction. Okay, 2. The second is a collection of articles, and it's not fiction. It's, partly my life story. Fiction is far more difficult to write, and what he teaches in KASU, he's one of our most prolific professors. We are very proud of him. I'm greatly honored to finally meet you today. I'm the visitor of KASU, but I don't know all the professors. But the best thing about you, Prof, is not just all these achievements, but your wife. She is so, so, so sweet. It is, I don't know. I wish your mother was here so that she learns a thing or two. So it is my honor and privilege to present this Lifetime Achievement Award, which is well deserved, to our own Professor Auditi Giwa and his lovely wife. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Please, let's stand up. So, Okay, all right. So quickly, we're going to have your acceptance speech, sir.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am honored beyond words. Kabafest may not know it, but it has done so much to me over the years that today seems to be the capping point. 4 things it has done, and I will say them briefly. Number 1, they recognize a villager from Giwa who happens to be in school by God's singular desire. My siblings, my parents, nobody went to school. I used to tell Richard that I'm the miracle of English language because I didn't learn from anyone, I learned it by myself. That is number 1. Number 2, for the 3 consecutive occasions when they were giving out Life Achievement Award, except for Laboyari, who is our father here, everybody, who was the first. There was Zainab Al-Kali, who is technically my mother because I wrote my PhD on her. There is Ahmed Erima, who wrote 60 plays at least in his lifetime and is still writing. Of these 3, I read their citations, Zainab and Ahmed Erima, not knowing one day somebody was going to read mine. The biggest thing, however, Kabafest has done to me is bringing me this close to His Excellency. The interesting thing is that all my life, I've been reading about Madam Nasir El-Rufai as my governor, as my visitor, as everything to Kaduna State. But today, I sneaked and caught Madam Nasir El-Rufai reading about me. It's not a small thing. Madam, come back. Okay. Hello, sir. Your Excellency, sir. Your Excellency, sir. This drama is, I was warned at home not to do it because I was going to tell you, and she knows, that in my entire life, there are only 2 people in my life. One is dead. The second is this one. And Your Excellency, sir, why she becomes Takalmin Kaza is because my mom chose her for me before she died. So, if I could not fail my mom when she was alive, I cannot fail my mother when she is late. And that's why wherever I go, in times like this, Lubabo deserves the honor. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. So quickly, I want to bring on stage this amazing singer, songwriter. I am so proud to call him my friend and my brother. Hold on. I'm so proud to call him my friend and my brother. He represented us at the just concluded Nigerian Idol Season 7, and he did big things. Ladies and gentlemen, he is from Kaduna State, born and raised in Kaduna. I bring to you Jordan Bangoji. Oh yeah, and interestingly, today is his birthday. Okay, Lola thinks we should sing happy birthday to Jordan. Before Jordan, we sing. Do we agree? All right, let's go. Lola is going to lead. No, we'll do it like choir. Lola, let's go.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jordan. Happy birthday to you. Now you know.
How old are you now? How old are you, Jordan? We all would like to know.
Thank you so much. I honestly appreciate it. You guys don't know how much this means to me. I've always been the one singing to people, and to have this is an honor. Secondly, I want to say a very, very big thank you for this opportunity. I represented Kaduna State in like the biggest platform in music, show business in Nigeria. But to be here today, to witness my governor here, it is an honor. And I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much. Singing happy birthday to me means a lot. I'll be doing a song I released earlier last year. It's titled Fight for Your Love. I'm sure you hear it on the radio sometimes. But if you know it, please join me as we sing along. Your body is a banker. I must to carry your matter. Show you off to my father. Brown skin with the character. Your vibe will no be here. She be living with no regrets. She get vibes, she know the fear. Hard to find her type is rare. Back then I be casting over. Then I met you, game over. By your side I go tell lawyer. I go fight for your love like a soldier. Back then I be casting over. Then I met you, game over. By your side I go tell lawyer. I go fight for your love like a soldier. Fight for your love. I go 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 fight for your love. She goes down on her knees praying. She get the right amount of crazy. She's a complete package, imperfectly perfect. Come, let's run away to a better place. Come, let's run away. I know they play. Back then I'll be casting over. Then I met you, game over. By your side I go lawyer. I go fight for your love like a soldier. Back then I'll be casting over. Then I met you, game over. By your side I go lawyer. I go fight for your love like a simple part. Let's go. Fight for your love. I go 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 fight for your love. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jordan Bangoji. Jordan Bangoji is also a basketballer, but he's more of a musician than a basketballer. He knows sabi any other thing than this music. Invite him. Just tell me to call him. Invite him to come and be singing. All the girls, see the way they are happy. That's his work. That's his work. He can make you people happy with that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to invite the Oga of KCTA. They always talk about them for radio because of the work with KCTA people they do. Yes, yes. Kaduna Capital Territory Authority that they work well. Yes, Oga Hafiz. It's really nice to meet you in person. Mr. Hafiz Bayero, the administrator of the Kaduna Capital Territory Authority.
This is so unfair. You know, after all these great performances, you call me and I have no talent. Well, thankfully the job is easy and requires no talent. Just to say thank you, unlike many of the people that will be participating in this festival over the next 3 or 4 days. Of course, my immense gratitude to our governor, who came up with this idea together with Auntie Lola about 6 years ago, I think in 2017. And even this year, he pushed us to get through the line. Thank you, sir. Auntie Lola and team, who had only a month to plan, but have done so in a spectacular manner. I know they had a month to plan because I started working with them 3 months ago, but we had issues that only allowed us to really get into top gear about 4 weeks ago. And we are here now with about 500 people in this hall. There isn't a single space that I can see. Thank you, Auntie Lola. Our participants, the ones with talent, unlike me, that will be here for the next 3 or 4 days, either on panels, authors, new and old. New and old. They're the ones with talent. We thank you. The poets, Deborah, your poem about Kaduna was very, very touching. I enjoyed it thoroughly. Our guests from all over the country and continent, and even those watching us online. And lastly, the Kaduna State Government team that worked with me to get this Kabafest going this year, 2022. This is the 4th edition of Kabafest. It should be the 6th, but as it was said earlier, for 2 years we couldn't hold this due to the coronavirus. We are only gathered here today due to your combined efforts, all of you that I've mentioned earlier. Thank you very, very much. I was happy to learn that there's Bobafest in Borno. It means that what we're doing here, as usual, is beginning to spread out. But I want it to spread out, but within the state. So I've already contacted my fellow administrators in Zaria and Kafanchan for us to have the Zaria Book Festival and the Kafanchan Book Festival next year. It will not diminish what we're doing here in Kaduna, it will only add to it, because Kaduna is a state that is diverse and replete with culture and traditions. And cities are only as vibrant as their creatives. Go and ask that anywhere. Creativity knows no tribe or culture. Creatives don't require much. They only require a platform. And with Kabafest and platforms of this nature, it is just the beginning for creatives in Nigeria. Thank you very much for coming, and we would love to see you join us tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Just before I leave, I want to complain. There are about 3 of my colleagues who happen to be doing 1 or 2 things here, and myself too. So that's 4 of us out of the office. We will come and charge Auntie Lola some money, you know. We'll use to pay back Kaduna State Government because they should be at work, not always here. But 4 of us are here at Kabafest. It's not that good. Thank you very much. Enjoy your next few days in our city. Thank you.
The 2023 elections are fast approaching, right? And we want an administration that will continue what this administration is doing. We don't want Kabafest to end because another administration don't come. So we are waiting for Daddy to tell us who to vote. and then we'll vote. Yes. Whoever he tells us to vote, we'll vote. Because if he tells us, say, this person go continue, that's what we want now, right? All right. So quickly, we're going to have the official opening. At this point in time, ladies and gentlemen, I'll just invite our, Daddy. Yes, I'm going to just invite Daddy on stage. Please, sir, join us. And, Lola, please come up. We're going to have the official opening. Okay, so Daddy is going to speak first, and then we'll invite all the guests, and then we'll cut the ribbon to officially open the event. Thank you.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. I am quite pleased and honored to stand here before you during the opening of the fourth edition of Kaduna Book Festival that we call Kabafest. The idea for Kabafest is not original. I went to Abeokuta to attend the Ake Festival on Lola's invitation and thought that we needed something like this in northern Nigeria to provide our artists and creatives a platform, because Abeokuta is very far away from Maiduguri and Sokoto. Kaduna is a little closer. That was how we began to discuss with Lola and Buzz Book Foundation to do this. We didn't do it alone. Lola is the creative mind behind it. Sterling Bank has been very supportive. Many other partners have supported us. But at the end of the day, it is the willingness of people like you from within Nigeria and from outside Nigeria to come and share your experiences that will inspire our young people to know that this is possible. And I'm happy. I'm really very happy to see many of our young people doing so well in poetry, writing, painting, everything. This is what we hoped to achieve. I don't know how these young people can stand for 10 minutes and recite a poem. I don't know how they memorize that. I don't know how to memorize words. I find it easier to memorize numbers. When I was young, I could memorize numbers up to 60 in their exact sequence by looking at them once, but that was then. But I never could memorize words. That's why I flunked English literature. I managed to squeeze through and pass English, but you know, all that is in the past. So we are very grateful to all of you for taking time to come to Kaduna. We don't take your presence here lightly because we know what people say about Kaduna. They don't say all the good things. They don't talk about our suya, our masa, our fura, our beautiful girls. Our tall young men. And, you know, the nice environment, the diverse environment. Apart from Abuja and maybe Lagos, there is no place in Nigeria that every Nigerian can feel at home like Kaduna. And we are very proud of that. This is the only state in which in the last 7 years, there is no government form that have provision for indigene or tribe or religion, because we don't think it matters. What matters is our common humanity. And anyone that chooses to live here, work here, and pay his taxes here is indigenous to Kaduna. This is what Kaduna was in the beginning. It lost that innocence at some point, but I'm happy to see it coming back. So we're very grateful to you for coming. We regret that because of the train incident, the Abuja-Kaduna train is still not available. But in the last 6 weeks, there has been improved offensive operations against these criminals. And we are confident that if it is sustained, by the time you come back for Kabafest, you can drive your car singly without any security or take the train to Kaduna. This is the last edition of Kabafest that I will be attending as a sitting governor. So it's very important to me to say thank you to all of you. Some of you have been here consistently since 2017. We are very grateful. I have told the gubernatorial candidate of our party that I hope to attend Kabafest in September 2023. It will be the first time I will come to Kaduna after I hand over. Once I leave, I will not come back here until Kabafest. So if he wants me to come to Kaduna, he has to make sure, one, he wins the election, and two, Kabafest edition 5 takes place. Okay? I will not tell you who to vote for. I will only say, vote for those that will address your problems. Vote for those that have attempted to address your problems, even if they didn't solve them, compared to those that created them. I will say no more. Lola, thank you. Will forever be indebted to you. A lot of what you see happening in Kaduna is the work of young people like Hafiz. And you see them all over. Hafiz, Khalil, Noura Khalil. Yes, Tamar, Nandul. And, they are doing wonderful things. They are doing things we are very proud of. I was away on a long vacation. I was away for 6 weeks. I just came back for this a few days ago. And while I was away, I noticed that the Kaduna River was being dredged. And I didn't understand why. I called Hafiz, why are you dredging Kaduna River? He said, well, we got information that this year we'll have heavy rains. So to minimize the impact of likely flooding, we decided to dredge the Kaduna River. I can never think of that. Never. Maybe I could when I was 30-something. But when you're 60-something, one part of the body is aching, another is, you cannot think of that. The future of Kaduna is in the hands of young people, particularly our women. And we are determined to give them an opportunity. And those that we gave opportunities have never, ever failed us. And this will continue by the grace of God. So thank you very much. I hope that God will spare our lives to see Kabafest 5.0 in 2023. We have to deduct 2 years for COVID. It would have been Kabafest 8. 7, but life is what it is. I congratulate those that got recognized and encourage you to please come every day for the next 4 days. I will come to some sessions, particularly the ones that my wife will be around. Because I may be the governor, but she is the boss. So, finally, very, very finally, I want to recognize my sister-in-law, Kadria Ahmed. She's seated over there. And thank all of you for being here. God bless you. God bless you.
Hold on. Thank you very much, sir. Please, I want to invite all the Kabafest 2022 guests. These are all the invited guests for the Kabafest 2022. All right. The Book Boss Foundation team should please come up stage too. Book Boss Foundation team. Hurry. Okay, thank you very much. Quickly, we're going to just the official opening. Okay, so quickly, we'll just have my daddy cut the ribbon. Some people are grumbling when I keep saying my daddy. Don't worry now. When daddy will invite me and ask me, yes, I'm here.
To the glory of God and for the benefit of the people of Kaduna State and Nigeria, for the upliftment of our young people to realize their full creative potentials, it is my honor and privilege to declare the Kabafest 4.0 open.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much to all the invited guests.